All right, let's turn to some other news now. Now to most pressing issues facing California. Homelessness across the Bay Area. Communities have been struggling to come up with ways to get people off the streets and get them into housing. While there is no one-size-fits-all approach, a sweeping new study may give policymakers a deeper understanding into how to prevent people from falling into a situation that is very hard to get out of. All right, here are some of the highlights of that study. UCSF researchers found that more than 170,000 people are homeless in our state. And while California makes up 12% of the American population, we also have 30% of the nation's homeless population. The median age of those living on the streets is 47 years old. And while African Americans only make up 5% of California's population, they account for 26% of the state's homeless population. Another point, most of the homeless, 90%, lost their housing in California, which means they were living in poverty in our state before slipping into homelessness. All right, so now to the question of how people fell into this situation of homelessness. Our John Ramos has that part of the research and also brings us a very personal story from a man who lived on the streets of Oakland.
The UCSF study generated a lot of useful data about how many and what kind of people end up homeless. But if you're looking to prevent it, you have to ask people why they ended up on the streets.
Yeah, each and every one of us got a story.
Anthony Contreras lives in this RV encampment in Richmond. It was once the largest in town, but as it prepares to close at the end of the month, there are only about a dozen people living there. They will soon be on the move again.
They should involve people with like a 2-week workshop at least or something, man, to get them familiar with, how normalcy again. This ain't normal.
The study sought to find out what is normal when it comes to homelessness in California.
We were interested in knowing for all Californians experiencing homelessness, whether they were involved with services or not, whether they were sheltered or unsheltered, what had caused their homelessness.
The data shows that homelessness happens fast, an average of only 5 days notice, and it lasts a long time, almost 2 years for the average unhoused person. And in the 6 months prior to becoming homeless, they had a median monthly income of only $960.
To live in a very modest 2-bedroom house in California, you needed to make $42.25 an hour, right? That is about 3 times the minimum wage.
The study puts most of the blame on economic factors, but O'Neill Fernandez, with a homeless services group called Safe Organized Spaces, says he went from 6 figures to living in a tent within 3 months after the death of his wife. So he doesn't believe homelessness is just about the cost of an apartment.
I think this is nationwide, it's trauma. Some sort of trauma is usually what triggers that collapse of stability. I lost my wife, and it trickled into my battle of drug addiction. That just, took me down that road.
Back at the RV encampment, Anthony agreed. He said he ended up on the streets after his wife divorced him, and it had little to do with how much money he made.
Man, it goes way deeper than that. There's a reason why. You got to get to the core of things, man. Until you get to the core of things, right, start peeling the layers of the onion back, right, you ain't going to know what area you need to work on.
The study suggests ways to prevent homelessness, everything from small monthly payments to providing help to people exiting the jails. But when you talk face-to-face with people on the streets, you learn they don't all fit the data profile. Everyone has a different onion to peel.
The study revealed a lot of fascinating information about who is threatened by homelessness and why. If you'd like to learn more, there is a link to the complete study. It is on our website at KPIX.com.